All right. Now, when looking into a new song, right, the first thing under fair use you gotta consider are the lyrics, right? Now, why are the lyrics, which are words, under fair use? It's like poetry, right? See, Ancient Warriors Orders is a song by Fit for a King, right? Right. Now, it starts out, I have come to destroy his works. Sounds kind of negative, right? To cleanse the earth of his name, right? Sounds kind of negative, right? Let my words pour down and consume this flame. You will know judgment. You will know suffering. But who would say that, right? Who of the angels, we know his name, right? At least what he's called in the Hebrew, which is Ha-Satan, or the enemy, or simply Satan, which means enemy, right? Now, is that what you're trying to go for here? Right. The currents of the world have pulled you under. Will you overcome these tides? You have been weighed down by the very thing that made you feel alive, right? Interesting where I'm seeing there. Name and flame as well. So what I'm doing is I'm treating it first like poetry, right? And judging the actual type of poem it is, right? Seems like a rhyming poem, right? Somewhat. Judgment, suffering under tides, alive, right? Alright, so what kind of... That's not a rhyming scheme, right? Obviously. So there he's writing more something personal, right? You will know judgments, you will know suffering, right? The current of this world has pulled you under, right? Which that's related to all that too, right? Will you overcome these tides, right? Again, going back to water, which has tides, right? You have been weighed down by the very thing that made you feel alive. Now that's somewhat trying to wrap up with tides, I think, right? And alive, right? But it's still, it's not quite there, right? But it is the last two sentences, right, that seem to make it kind of go back to a rhyming scheme. All right. Do you have the strength to stay above the waves or stay on dry land, right? And it sounds like Peter and Jesus as well. Or are you weak, standing in the dark and just coming up for air? As the Lord had to pull Peter back up, right? Do you have the strength? Tonight we'll see this through. And now my head's above the water as I'm reaching out to you. Tonight we'll see this through. The waves are crashing over me as I try to get to you. Okay. So this is repeating kind of a similar phrase, but land, air, and strength are more related to the topic, right? Which is, you're in a watery situation, right? Or are you going to stay on dry land, right? So, then it goes on. Every eye will see him and the earth will shake. Everyone will fear him and there's nothing left. Everyone will see him and everyone will fear him, right? Will you suffer will you survive, right? It ends with the question. So these are more, again, what you call stated truths, right? And it goes to what Paul says, right? When he says every eye will see him and every tongue confess that Jesus Christ is Lord to the glory of God the Father, right? And that's probably where they got that part from, the writings of Paul, right? Tonight we'll see this through. And now my hands above the water as I'm reaching out to you, like Peter did again, right? Tonight we'll see this through. The waves are crashing over me as I try to get to you, right? This is the voice of God pouring from my lungs. Will you survive, right? So far, like I said, the lyrics seem kind of based on Peter and walking on the water a little bit, right? And kind of some of the teachings of Paul. And again, right, it sounds like he again needs the Lord to save him, right? And is reaching out to him. Now, who is fit for a king the earth? Do they have a page or... Oops. So, all right. They're meant to E-Core Christian Metal. The year active is 2007 to present. The label is Solid State. The members are Bobby Lynch, Ryan Kirby, Ryan Tuck O'Leary, Daniel Galley, and Trey Solea. So there's an article here on them. This is the group, right? Fit for Kings. Ryan Kirby says being a Christian band has cost them tours, right? Right. So that's a problem. So basically, the article talks about how metal is basically the devil's music, right? And kind of satanic, right? So, of course, from Stryper to Solid State Records and their roster, right? There are also Christian bands trying to fly the flag for Jesus, right? One dude named Nergal ripped up a Bible or something, allegedly, right? And it was given to him by the Devil Wears Prada. Don't know if that's a band, right? I know about the movie now, right? With Anne Hathaway and, of course, Meryl Streep, right? So some people are turning their backs on their beliefs, right? Seems. Under Oath made a decision to distance themselves from being a Christian group, right? Of course, other bands will use satanic presence in their music, right? Oh, I get that, right? So, should they really rally against the bands that use satanic, right? Or adhere to the Christian faith? Now, why does, a diminished fifth have to do with Satan anyway, right? All that is, middle C is usually the basis, right? And a fifth, right, is either 5 notes above or 5 notes below C, right? Usually, that's what I heard, right? Now, you got, different scales. You can go up the scale note by note or every other note, right? Which is skipping, like you go C, E, then D, F, right? Then E, D, right? F, A, right? G, B, and then A, C, right? Up the scale. And then if you're going to do one more, it's B, D, and then back to C, right? That's called a third, right? A fourth, right? All right. Because you're skipping a note, basically, right? A fourth is Here Comes the Bride, for example, right? Dun, 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 dun. So a fourth is C and what note? F is, right? So D and what note? G, G, right? That's a fourth, right? Now a fifth, right? Up the scale is what? C, G, C, G, right? So what's a diminished fifth? Diminished means down, right? Or what? G flat, G flat. That's all a diminished fifth is a G flat, right? See, you demonize the music, right? Not the music demonize you, right? Okay. So, right. So a diminished fifth is really just a G flat, right? Or an F sharp, right? Right. On any instrument you play it, right? Now, of course, if you go down from C, right, that's B, A, G again, or no, that's the fourth, right? But then what? F, F, right? If you go down, F is the diminished fifth, right? But it too, right? The only other note you can go to is E, or again, F sharp, right? Okay, but you're diminishing now, right? So you would have to go to E, right? So what exactly is a diminished fifth, right? Right. In the first place, in your music genre, well, what is a fifth note, right? Well, it's where you play a space between the notes, right? A third, again, right, is C-E, right? A fourth is C-F, right? So a fifth is C-G. Up. So again, right, C, A, third, right? C, G, fourth. C, F, fifth, right? And then C, E, right? But you're diminishing, which when you're going down means you have to go up. So back to what? No, right. F sharp again. F sharp, right, is your diminished fifth, right? Either way. See, when you're going down, you gotta go back up, right? And when you're going up, you gotta go back down, right? So your F sharp is your diminished fifth, right? You understand? It's just that, right? You're demonizing it. Yeah. You're making it your imagination that it's the bad note from Satan himself. It's just that. It's just that. Do you understand, right? There are only 12 notes you can play, right? All a diminished fifth really is an F sharp or a G flat, right? That you're demonizing to